The man, the myth, the legend, Morty has finally joined the ranks of Multiversus. Today we'll be taking a quick look at his toolkit and how to best utilize his gameplay and strategy in match. As usual, if you're new here and looking for a home for Multiversus content, make sure you drop a sub so that you don't miss any upcoming content. Okay, so first things first, Morty is a mage. Now I know what it says right here on the screen, but this man does not play like a bruiser in any way, shape, or form from my testing. If anything, he feels like a different hybrid version of Bugs Bunny, and his toolkit has significant cooldowns as well, just like Bugs. His neutral attack fires a shot from his laser gun. The gun can shoot several shots before you start suffering any type of cooldown issues. Now this by itself isn't exceptionally powerful and it does very little damage and virtually no knockback. However, if you have at least one grenade active on the field, you can shoot it and cause a pretty sizable explosion. Now if there's no active grenade on the field at all, you will shoot a shot which causes a snake to spawn either vertically or horizontally, depending on where you have the gun currently aimed. This is going to be pretty good. That knockback that the snakes give is pretty powerful, so keep that in mind as well. And this kind of leads us into Morty's entire game plan as a whole. His entire kit kind of revolves around having at least one grenade active on the field at all times. This is going to change his options considerably, so keep that in mind. His grounded side neutral attack is a 3-hit combo that ends with a massive hammer attack. Now I've seen some instances of this not landing properly in the sequence and opponents have been able to just flat out dodge the 3rd hit of the attack. I don't know if this is a glitch or intended for mix-ups, delay strings and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. This will definitely be one of your most powerful knockout options when you are on the ground. His 3-hit sequence can also be canceled into a whip on his 3rd attack, which is really good for combo starters. So I'm really interested to see what people come up with that. And then capping off his grounded attacks, we have his down attack in which he pulls out a plumbus and scrubs the ground. Now this attack has pretty decent speed and range and can also cleanse if you hit your ally with it. I didn't find it overly practical for edge guarding, so for now I would say use in situations where you kind of need to keep momentum or if you need to cleanse your ally. And then jumping over to his aerial attacks, we have his aerial normal attacks. His up attack is essentially a copy and paste job of Zelda's from Smash Bros, giving a plume of fire that has a pretty decent hitbox. This will be your de facto vertical air chase maneuver. If somebody's in the air, you can probably definitely snipe him with this. It has pretty good range overall. Your neutral attack in the air is also the laser gun, which has the same properties as the grounded version. His aerial side attack summons a hatchet which is relatively fast, and this is definitely going to be key for off-platform edge guarding. The axe comes out pretty fast, has a pretty decent hitbox. If you're trying to keep somebody off the edge, that's definitely going to be one of your main tools if you actually end up jumping off the platform. And then sliding over to your air down attack, this summons a Giga Chad arm, which is pretty excellent for edge guarding and ground to air spikes. However, it is not chargeable. It's pretty fast though, so if you're trying to keep somebody off the platform, it's going to be your go-to for sure. So let's talk about some special attacks. This is where Morty truly shines, just like most of the cast, and he offers some pretty unique and zany options in comparison to the rest of the cast. Starting off with his neutral special, the grenade toss. As I mentioned a bit before, this is the crux of Morty's entire kit, and almost all of his best options revolve having a grenade in play at some point. You can toss out a total of 3 of the grenades, and they all have a decent timer before they explode. Pretty standard affair all in all. And then jumping over to his side special, Power of Earth, Morty does his best Toph impression and summons a Pillar of Earth. The range can be controlled by the player. However, the beautiful part of this attack is that if it hits your grenade, it will duplicate it, meaning you could technically have up to 6 grenades on a field at one time. Kinda zany. I know it's somewhat situational, but if you get 4 grenades out on the field at one point, that's going to have a lot of screen control. And then moving on to his up air, Morty summons a massive spaceship, which is excellent for recovery and stage control, and can force opponents to have to move. This does have a pretty massive cooldown, so use it sparingly. It doesn't actually hit anybody, but it just creates this massive area where they have to do something. If they're on top of it, they have to jump off of it. So it's one of those things where it kind of forces a situation, and attacks like that can be really good in platform games. Then to cap us off with ground specials, we have his down special, Temporal Backup. This allows Morty to create a save point that will auto trigger after a set amount of time. However, you can manually go back to the save point at any time by pressing down special again. This will automatically revert you back to that point and give you healing, and will leave your grenade at the previous location. Also, if your ally is about to get wrung out and there's a save point active on your teammate, you'll see the little circle around them. This will automatically teleport them back to you. It's a bit like Garnet Star, but on crack. It's really good, and I think this will be pretty excellent when it comes to trying to save characters and stuff like that. And this definitely gives him a few points in the support section for sure. It's really, really good. And then moving on to his aerial specials, most share the same properties from their grounded version, except for his side special, which summons a portal, which the trajectory can be controlled by Morty. It also allows him a few points of armor when going through the portal, which makes it downright excellent for recovery purposes. can actually do 2 of these in the air, and between that and the spaceship, you really shouldn't have too many issues getting back to the stage with Morty. You know, I played about an hour worth of matches with Morty, enough to get a decent understanding of his game plan. You know, launch week is typically not the best time to try and break down a character all the way, because everybody's going to be doing mirror matches, and that's not always the best way. So I'm going to do some more additional testing over on the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to do some player matches and stuff like that, some breakdown analysis, just to get a better feel for where Morty actually fits in this meta. Because as of right now, I think he's definitely going to be anti-meta. There's a lot of things that he offers that I think can be very disruptive, and I think that's the main thing with him, is that he's going to be prone to just disruption, throwing a monkey wrench into any type of game plan that the opponent has set up. I think he's going to be very, very key for that. He feels kind of like like I mentioned before, like an offshoot of Bugs. That's what he feels like all his options and stuff like that. He doesn't have like anything that's like outright powerful. Like his 3-point attack on the ground is good, but a lot of his like real strength comes in with the grenade and stuff like that. So keep that in mind as well. And we're going to revisit this character later in the week, like I mentioned. So let me know what you guys think about Morty down in the comments. Until next time, LC signing out. Peace.